What up, baby? This is your boy Manuel Godoy, chilling out. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I've been writing my behind off for the last 3 weeks now, doing scripts. But it's about that time, man. It's about that time to get some updates out there, especially since we got a new action director. I want to introduce his work to you guys. When I said this was an anime, I meant it. Know what I mean? So what you need to do is check in the comment section where you at, what you doing, how much you invested already. Let us know how much did you already invest in Black Sands. Brag about it because I'm about to order these cards. Now that I have these contracts signed for all my early birds, I'm about to start ordering these cards. And then you'll be able to get them most likely by mid-November, maybe early November, something like that. So yeah, man, I'm excited. How about you guys? How you feeling so far, man? How you feeling about the Black Sands anime and what's going on with that, man? How are you guys feeling? Also, am I sounding all right? Can you guys hear me clearly? Let me know in the comments section. Yeah, so we got a couple of milestones done. And I want to tell you one thing, man. I'm glad you guys invested for real because this is expensive. When I say expensive, bro, it costs $200,000 just to secure studio time for the voice actors. All right, just to secure studio time for the voice actors and have the voice coach and the voice director and all that team managing all the voices and stuff like that. That's 200K. That's 200K and it's all paid up front. You know what I'm saying? That mess is crazy, man. So I'm glad that we raised the money that we did because if we didn't, we would have had a problem, man. We'd be able to get nowhere, right? So really, the reality is this, right? The $1 million that we raised so far that we already took out, we should be able to do the full first episode, right? And episode 2 and 3 will come in that last batch of money that comes in probably in December, right? But as of right now, we are definitely budgeted to complete the first episode of the 3-part series, right? So I'm pretty excited about that. Mary did 1,000. That's what I'm talking about. Troy with 2. What's up, people? Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all your cars, no doubt, no doubt. So what we want to talk about today is a couple of updates, right? We got a couple of updates today. First of all, when it comes to the anime, right? We just went to $1.1 million. That's what we just crossed $1.1 million, and I haven't been saying much because I've been trying to keep a low profile until we get all our key hires in, right? We got a lot of major voice actors who are going to be working on the production. So I'm kind of keeping all the hype kind of low for now until those start hitting, and then I'm just going to drop them over and over again, right? So I'm surprised we got to 1.1 with a low profile, right? But we're at $1.1 million right now. Let's go and check that out real quick. Boom. See, so we're at $1.1 million right now. We're doing incredible. Definitely keep making sure your family and friends know about this. It's important that we keep moving the chains, right? But I think once we're done with October, like at the end of October, we're going to see a massive increase in investors because we're going to be announcing a lot of voice actors, a lot of key figures, and we're going to have some footage and everything by the end of October. So, I think we're going to see some pretty big movement coming in November for real. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got here. Yo, it's all good, man. You know what? We need to be talking about the actors on it, man. We need to tell people about the actors that are actually on the team because getting Eddie Griffin and Deborah Wilson, it's pretty big stuff, right? But we got a lot more actors coming. In fact, today I'm going to be talking about the action director. So there's 2 directors for the anime, right? There's 2 directors. So the first director is the action director. So the action director does one thing and one thing only. He does all the animatics and previews for every single ounce of combat or dynamic poses or whatever in Black Sands, period. So every single scene that involves some kind of action, right, or some kind of like special effect or something like that, his team is responsible for that, right? So you can't have regular animators doing that stuff. You got to have specialists who could really like pick a style. And that's the kind of people you need to be working on that. So what we have right now is an action director that we just secured. He wasn't cheap either, but he was worth it, because you got to have correct action. You don't have good action, you're dead, right? The thing about it is this too, and we got to talk realistically here, right? Let's say that Black Sands is mid, right? Let's say the storyline's mid. Black Sands storyline is mid, right? But if the action is on point, if the action is off the chain, you could always fix mid storytelling, right? You can always fix mid plot in like season 1 or season 2 or whatever. You can always fix that, right? You can right the ship. You can't really right the ship on bad style or bad graphics or bad visuals. You know what I mean? Like you can't rescue that. So when we're talking about this particular thing, right? When we're talking about like we got to make sure that our action speaks for itself, that people will be doing memes and TikTok videos and YouTube videos and Instagram videos just reacting to the fight scenes in Black Sands. So that's why we spent so much money in securing somebody that we knew could do the job. So let me introduce him to you real quick. He's not here personally. I'll probably have him in here on a different date. But I want to go through his Instagram because on Instagram, he has a hell of a lot of portfolio on there. That's really nice, right? I think you guys are really going to love it. So let's go here. Let's change this. Stop screen, present, share screen. There we go. Boom. All right. So we're here right now, right? And basically what we're going to do, we're just going to go through his work, right? And what he's been doing. And that way you'll be able to see what he does as a skill versus what you're going to expect, right? Because this guy, we go by Jukebox as far as how we talk about him, but his name is Jung Yoon. He's a Korean animator, and he's done so many shows. He's done freaking like Vinland Saga, Arcane, freaking a lot of League of Legends joints, One Piece, right? He's just been doing a lot of different shows that have massive, amazing action sequences. So this is the kind of caliber that we're bringing to the anime because we want it to really be an anime. We don't want it to be an American cartoon. We want it to be an anime. So let's go through this real quick. This one, he's doing the 2D effects for this one. So all these 2D effects you see on the top is the stuff that he's doing, and it's on the CG that he's using. So he's also a very good specialist on 2D visual effects, right? So this is something he'll probably be using a lot in the anime. So this is something to pay attention to. Let's see what else. Oh, this scene is fast. So this is kind of what you're going to be seeing from Black Sands. You're actually going to see these animatics, and then you're going to see like the final version, like maybe a month or 6 months later. You're going to see the final version on the bottom. On the top, you're going to see the actual animatics the person created for the scene. So as you can see right here, this is kind of crazy. Is dope, right? And look at how much detail he puts into the animatics. And look how much detail there is in that animatic. He's actually put the whole movie in one scene, so you don't have to guess too much when you're an animator, right? You don't have to like think, oh, I wonder how we're gonna animate this. He's doing all the details and he's putting like a lot of extra details in there. So I'm pretty excited about it personally. By the way, make sure to hit that like button like crazy, man. We gotta get that sharing. Share it with friends. And you can go through this a little more. Look at that crap. Let's see what we got here. This is one of the League of Legends ones that they just recently did. So this is the trailer for the last one they did. Look at that. Not bad. You gotta admit that's pretty dope. Let me see if I can find my one for. Oh yeah, this is one for Captain America. I think this was the Marvel game that just came out, Rumble or something. So let's see here. Is this it? Yeah, this is the Rumble one. Yeah, so you see how what his job is to do is to make sure that we don't have any problems when we're actually like making our scenes. We don't want to guess. We don't want people to guess and people who are animating it to guess on what they need to see. This is one of my favorites right here. I love this one right here. Like literally, this is my favorite one because I remember this specific scene and I didn't know he did it, right? But you remember this fight between in Vinland Saga? This is one of the craziest fights you ever see. Humbo was throwing fists against somebody who was a master swordsman, man. And this fight was nuts. I'm talking about very close action, like blades getting close to the face and almost striking the eye. It was one of those crazy scenes, man. And this is the kind of stuff you're going to be seeing from their team and what they're going to be doing with us in Black Sands. You know what I mean? So I want to stop for a second on showing him, right? And go back to the comments. So now you kind of know who's actually in charge of the action for Black Sands. You kind of see exactly what we're going to bring to it. What do you guys think so far? What is your expectations now that you've seen, some of the stuff that he's done in the past for major productions? Give me some information in the comment section. I'm gonna pull them up and I'm gonna talk about it. Let's see. Why Juggernaut's massive, huge? That was just a game, man. I think the game had like exaggerated characters and stuff like that. Like I think it's a card game or something, Rumble or something, Marvel Rumble or something like that. So that was their trailer, their official trailer for the game, right? And Juggernaut was massive. Juggernaut was like a freaking building. Yeah, it was Dorfin, man. Dorfin was throwing hands that episode. Yeah, that's one of the things, right? We don't like mystery. I know you guys don't like mystery, all right? I know nobody really likes mystery. I want to know what the hell I'm investing in. You know what I mean? Like I want to know what I'm investing in. So now that you know for a fact that the action scenes are going to look like the stuff that's on their platform, and remember, I sent you the link. I sent you guys the link to his Instagram, so you can always follow him if you like. But you can go through like years and years and years of his portfolio. You can go through years of his portfolio, including Arcane. You know how crazy the fight scenes in Arcane were? Do you know how crazy the fight scenes in Arcane were? Arcane was sick. Arcane was sick. And this man was behind a lot of those fight scenes, man. Like, come on, man. Come on. There's some people out there who are like unsung heroes, right? So what happens is in Japan, they have figurehead directors, right? And these directors, they have big names and big celebrity, but basically they assign all the work to everybody else. And then those people who are doing all the work, they basically like don't get hardly any credits at all. Like they get hardly any credits because they're not the big name. So we got the person who actually does the hardcore like visuals and the cool factor and everything else. And we promoted him to basically lead director. You know what I mean? So this is going to be it, man. This is it. This is his big break too. Let's see. Can we expect a official trailer soon? Probably not. I would say you'll get first visuals. You get first visuals, like real visuals of the anime. Probably at the end of the month. At the end of the month, you'll see real visuals. And probably by the end of November, you'll see a full combat scene. Like you'll see real, like full combat scene, like the whole combat scene animated from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? The visual effects probably ain't gonna be at maximum capacity. Like it's probably not gonna be finished visual effects, but you'll be able to see all the 2D animation for a combat scene, right? A 5-minute fight. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be able to see that pretty fast, right? October, couple of visuals. You're gonna see actual like animation on how it looks, how it feels, and then end of November, you're gonna start seeing full combat scenes. and some clips from episode 1, right? And we're gonna be knocking that out big time. Oh, just let you guys know too, we just finished the animatic for the first episode. So we have the full animatic for the first episode. I can't show any of y'all that, right? But it's ready, which is really good because remember, we got MIPCOM coming up at the end of the month. So if we got MIPCOM coming up at the end of the month, we got to have the animatic ready so we can sell foreign rights, right? We want to sell foreign rights, right? We want to sell movies in Saudi Arabia, right? I want my movie in Dubai. I want Black Sands in Dubai. So they got to pay for it up front. They got to pay for it up front. And I think we're gonna make some numbers, man. I think so. Let's see. Let's see. I think the action is clean, but I would make sure that he puts personal style. So this is actually something that we talked about in length. So what we're doing is we're having a combat system that's very much more like Vinland Saga than typical anime. So if you ever watch Vinland Saga compared to literally every other anime out there, Vinland Saga has very short fights. They're like, you get hit once and you lose. That's it, right? People get hit once and they're dead. That's it. So you don't have these super long, drawn out fights between characters and stuff like that. It's very realistic. Not much martial arts at all. Like nobody has martial arts. They're just straight up stronger or faster or better than you, right? So that's kind of the visceral feel of Black Sands as a whole. Black Sands will have like zero martial arts. It's going to be straight up military tactics, military fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very practical fighting, practical. And I think people are going to like that. I think people are going to like the speed of combat and the weight of combat, right? So it's going to be very heavy combat. Like people will get freaking blown through walls and stuff like that. That's going to be normal in Black Sands, where like the environments are getting destroyed, right? So I think that's something that we're going to be focusing on a lot. So I already told them, no martial arts. We're not doing these long, intricate combat scenes where people are just like blocking and dodging and kicking and all that stuff constantly. Like, nah, we ain't doing all that. Like 1, 2, boom, 1, 2, boom. That's it. Like that's how we play in the game. And I think it's going to be an amazing version, like a new take, right? Not a clone of something else. Damn sure not Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? Let's see. Is it going to be good storytelling with the action, or is it going to be action packed? I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know yet. Because I'm actually writing it. Like I'm writing the whole story, but it is a side story. It's not like the main story of Black Sands. It's a side story that introduces you to the main story of Black Sands eventually, right? So with this one, it's like a whole new unproven story, right? And because it's an unproven story, I don't know if you're going to receive it amazingly or not. I don't know yet, right? I would know if it was the same story as Black Sands: The Seven Kingdoms, like directly, one for one, then I already know that's going to hit because Black Sands is a hit, right? But as of right now, I don't really know if you guys are going to resonate with it. I will say this though, you guys are going to like the central story, which is about the Magi, right? So this is a Magi-focused arc. All right. This movie is going to be black. All right. This is going to be the blackest movie you've ever seen. All right. Black. Right. Right. It's Magi focused. Right. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that a lot, and hopefully we knock it out the park. Right. So we can go and just expand. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as like what's my predictions on story, that's for you guys to decide. This one has a lot to do with ancients and like the mythical parts of Black Sands, not so much the politics part of Black Sands, right? The main season has a lot of politics. This one doesn't really have a lot of politics. This is more of like an action adventure story that comes to an end. You know what I'm saying? Like a Golden Fleece story, right? An adventure. That's the kind of vibe you're gonna get from the Black Sands movie. It's like it's a complete story, 3 episodes, full story, right? And then we move on to season 1. Core King says, when will the contracts be sent out? Most of them already were. Most of them already were. In all honesty, what I think you guys should do is look at your portfolio. You might have a signed contract already, and you just don't remember, right? So go to your portfolio. If you're one of the early investors, you probably already have your contract signed. I signed about 1,000 contracts. So there's roughly 1,200 people who invested, right? 1,200 people who invested. I signed 1,000 of the 1,200. So I think 200 didn't clear or something like that. But 1,000 did. You know, that's why we got so much money. So we got lucky, and we got a lot of the money that we raised, which allows us to do to aggressively animate the production. So I'm pretty excited about that too. Let me see here. Let me share the screen right there. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Are we going to get more content on lore? Only when we start releasing those clips, man. When we start releasing those 15-second, 30-second clips, right? We got to explain it. We got to explain that stuff. So that's when we're going to be doing it. But right now, it's kind of like spoiler mode, right? We don't want to tell the whole story, get it leaked out there, right? So just know that it's about the Magi. All right. This is a Magi focused story. All right. You guys remember who the Magi were? Like Dayun and Shayut? They're Magi. Let's see. Someone said, what's wrong with Avatar Last Airbender? Well, it's not that there's something wrong with Avatar Last Airbender. The reality is people are going to try to loophole us in there. People are going to try to make Black Sands into a copycat. Oh, it's just a copycat Avatar. Oh, it's just a copycat Naruto. They're going to try it. Watch. There's going to be the woke mafia out there, right? You know, they're going to be like, this is just a woke story, right? They just carbon copied Avatar, put a black face on it, and called it Black Sands. It's just another woke movie. They're gonna do that. You know they're gonna do that crap, right? So we're gonna make sure that it's 100% more like Game of Thrones than it is, right? Any of the anime that they're used to seeing. And by doing so, when they come out and say these things, we'll have a counter army of people on Instagram and TikTok and all the other places basically destroying them with facts. They're going to be like, this looks nothing like combat in Avatar. This looks nothing like, he said, and more importantly, you know what's the greatest thing about this production? The fact that I have so much creative control in the process, because, you know, I raise a lot of money. We have a lot of money. If you don't know anything else about this anime and the fact that we're raising capital, know this. The fact that you guys are actually paying for the anime up front is the sole reason why there will not be any agendas. There will not be any like softball productions where, oh, I don't want to offend my investors. None of those decisions that normally happen in Hollywood will happen in Black Sands because Hollywood ain't paying for it. Hollywood ain't paying for it, so they got no opinion. They got nothing to say. So, for instance, if you guys have read Black Sands, you know that Black Sands is a pretty hyper masculine story as far as the relationship between Asar and Ra is, right? Their relationship is extreme. You know what I mean? Like, Ra doesn't compliment him. Ra doesn't make him feel good. Ra's quick to judge, right? But at deep down, Ra wants to see Asar succeed, right? And all Asar wants is his grandfather's respect. He don't even want his love, because love means nothing to Asar compared to respect, right? So he just wants Ra to like acknowledge him as an equal. You know what I mean? And those little moments in the Black Sands you're gonna see on the screen, where these like hints of acknowledgement, and then the inner peace that you're gonna see in Asar's face when he gets that hint of acknowledgement, right? You're gonna feel like you're watching, Warhammer 40K or something. You know what I'm saying? where instead of somebody saying good job for saving the planet, they say get up. You're still, you say your duty is not done. And that's a compliment in their universe, right? It's like if somebody says get up, your duty is not done. That's like them saying you are worthy of where you're at in this world, right? And the empire needs you. That's like the ultimate. Oh, look how much they love you. That's how that feels to a space marine, right? When somebody acknowledges them for doing anything, right? So that's the kind of vibe that we have with Black Sands. Is the real reality of I'm a prince. I'm supposed to be the best. I'm supposed to be. And now I have to prove that I'm worthy of where I am, what my station is, right? And that's Asar's life. That's what he does. He's proving himself. A lot of people won't like Asar, and I don't give a damn. But you will respect him. Do you understand? A lot of people not gonna like Asar, but you will respect him. By the end of the series, by the end of the movie, you will respect Asar. You might not like him. He might not be your favorite character. He might rub you the wrong way, but you will respect him. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just going through the comments real quick. I'm trying to catch up. Let me pull the other screen back up too. By the way, if you haven't invested yet, please let me know in the comment section, and I will give you the link. I'll give you the link to the investment round. Okay, the investment round's at wefunder.com/Black Sands Anime, but I'll put it in the comment section if you haven't invested yet. Beetle Brown says, "Are the cards mailed out yet?" No, we're ordering them now. So it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks to get the cards, and then once we get the cards, you'll be able to order them. You got to order them though, okay? We're just shipping them to you. You pay for shipping. You don't have to pay for the cards though. You get 2 cards. So every investor gets 2 cards who already has a contract with us, and you're going to be ordering it, right? I'm going to send emails out. So please, everybody, check your emails. Make sure you get emails from Black Sands, right? And you're going to get an email there with your tier, and then you'll be able to order. I'm pretty sure you did get a contract, Sabrina. I'm pretty sure. Just check your portfolio, all right? Go to wefunder.com/portfolio and check in there. You probably got it there. I promise you. Let's see. When is the Seven Kingdoms anime coming out? Well, the Seven Kingdoms is a part of this. It's just this part of the Seven Kingdoms story is not the main series. You understand? So we are leading into the Seven Kingdoms like arc. We're going into that, but we're not there yet. That's gonna be like episode 1, right? But this is like a separate series. This is the Magi arc, right? But once we go into the main arc, that's gonna be like the Seven Kingdoms arc. Let's see. Manny, did you say no one-on-ones? No, I didn't say that. There will be one-on-ones. There will be like champion versus champion combat and stuff like that. But it's not common. It's not common. Black Sands is more a story of war, right? Less one-on-ones, more war-like situations, right? Army on army, platoon on platoon, group on group. That's the kind of vibe that Black Sands just has in general, especially the comics. If you read the comics, you're going to see there's not many one-on-ones in like 17 chapters. There's like maybe 2 or 3 one-on-ones in 17 chapters. You know what I mean? So it's not common. It's not common for one-on-ones in the Black Sands verse. Is there going to be a screenwriter editor to look at the script? Well, I am a screenwriter, but with that being said, because I write everything as a screenplay. Ever since I started writing comics, every comic I ever made was in a screenplay format. So that's that. But there will be a mainstream uh like director or writer or something like that that's going to be in charge, right? So they're going to take my cut and do their little edits on it, right, for cinematic purposes, right? But for the most part, it's my story. But they're gonna chop it up and make it fancy. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have a name to them. They're gonna have a big name to them and everything else. So they have credentials, right? But they're kind of like a figurehead. You know what I mean? Like that really fancy person up top. Everybody could be like, "Ooh, I love their stuff." You know what I mean? But really, it's my story. Joe Herb said the process of getting new cards is to email you our address. No, you're gonna order them. You're gonna order your cards. So I'm going to send you emails. I'm going to send everybody an email who's invested in Black Sands. I have all your emails. I'm going to send y'all emails, and it's going to say you qualify for a silver card or you qualify for a gold or whatever. Here's the link. Here's the discount code for 100% off 2 cards. Enjoy your card, something like that, right? And you go to the link, you buy your 2 cards for $0, and you pay shipping, which is like $7 or something like that. And then the stuff is shipped out to you in 2 or 3 days. That's it. I don't know anybody's address. I don't know about anybody where anybody lives. People could move. People could do a lot of things. So you just got to order your stuff and put your most accurate information in at the time. All right. But that's how the process works. Do we know how many screens? No, but it's going to be over 500. All right. So it's going to be over 500 screens. That's all I know. I don't really know what's the upper limit, but I do know the bottom limit's most likely 500. Let's see. How long are the episodes going to be? These are going to be a little bit longer, but it's going to be basically a 90-minute movie, right? The first 3 episodes about 90-minute movie. You know what I mean? Like that's basically how it's going to be. But typically, an episode would be 22 to 24 minutes. In a typical episode, right? But we're talking about like the movie theaters and stuff like that. So we're probably going to add more content. Therefore, it's most likely going to be 90 minutes or 30-minute episodes. Let's see. I'm just checking up, catching up. Can you reveal who will be the main antagonist? Nope, can't do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. I cannot mention who's going to be the main antagonist at all. Yo, I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to check nothing. I promise you guys. I'm not checking anybody's WeFunder account. There's literally thousands of you. All right, so I'm not doing that. Go to your portfolio and check to see if you have a contract. Nobody's saying, I just went to my portfolio. Like, go to your portfolio and see if you have a contract. I signed 1,000 contracts. I signed them. Remember that opt-in when they said you got 9 days to opt out? Remember that? Remember that email they sent you and they said you have 9 days to opt out? That was them telling you the contract's about to be finalized. And if you didn't opt out when they told you that, you got your contract finalized. You understand? If you didn't opt out when they said you got this many days to opt out, your contract's finalized. I know. Because they said, well, we got to see if anybody drops out before they're finalized. But if they're not, then we're going to disperse your money. Remember, when they give me my money, when they gave me like $980,000, right? So when they gave me $980,000, that means $980,000 was cleared. They're never letting you get that money back, which means your contract is signed. right? Because you wouldn't have a contract if you could cancel, right? If you could cancel, you don't have a contract. So if they gave me the money, they didn't give me the money out of their kind heart, like they're loaning the money to me and they're gonna collect it from you. No, that's the money they had. That's the money they had, and that's the money that they've said is no longer refundable. So, like I said, 1,000 investors got their contracts signed, figured. They're done. Go to your portfolio, download that little freaking file or whatever, and check to see if your contract's finalized. But like I said, 1,000 people out of 1,200 people had finalized contracts. Let's see. Let's see. If the Black Sands anime is successful and making a full series, will you make other projects in the future? Most likely, I'm gonna stick to what works, right? So unless somebody's gonna totally take over production and not like I don't have to work on it at all, I am not gonna greenlight other projects besides Black Sands projects. So in other words, we might see different parts of Black Sands. We might see an Epidemic story, right? An Endocles story, right? Stories for certain characters in Black Sands as like spin-off series and stuff like that. But I doubt that we're going to see other series from Black Sands Entertainment unless there is a production company that's going to take over the entire production from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly, it's really hard to do this. You know what I'm saying? Just to do this one production and still write Black Sands, the Seven Kingdoms, and make the stuff that I have to make and manage the actual company, right? Doing all this stuff's way too much work. Way too much work. So there's no way in hell I could do another one, right? I'm singularly focused right now. Stretched too thin. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only doing this because the original writer that we had, we did want to delegate a lot of writing to a professional, right? But the script was terrible, man. The script was terrible. The script was terrible. They keep telling you they read your content. Oh yeah, I read the comics. Oh, yeah, it's great stuff. But then they start making up new moves, new abilities that don't even exist. Right? It's like changing your whole story. Right? It's like all of a sudden it starts becoming more like Power Rangers, less like Black Sands. Right? You know, and once you see it too many times, you're like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you feel eventually. It's like, I guess I gotta do it myself. There's no way in hell I can correct this. I've been trying to correct it for months. I've been trying to get them to like stick to the lore and the combat of the books, and they can't. They can't do it. You know, so you got to be heavy-handed, man. Otherwise, you end up like all these people who got adaptations, and the adaptation is terrible because the writers of the adaptation made their own story. They said, "Oh, I like your story that sold millions of copies, but I could make a better movie out of it. I'm gonna make a movie that's gonna make people love it." He's like, "What are you talking about? They bought millions of copies already of that. They don't want nothing different. They don't want nothing different. They already bought the books. They like the books. You don't have to change anything in the books." And they're like, "No, but I have to tell my story." Hollywood is one arrogant ass place, man. Hollywood is a super arrogant place. They hate novelists. Anybody who writes books for a living, they hate you. They hate you to death. They think you're nothing because they change all your stuff every single time. They don't care how many books you sold, how many awards you won. Nobody cares. They're going to change everything. I think the only one I've ever seen that was like a hardcore from book to TV adaptation that was absolutely 100% non-changed at all was The Last Kids on Earth. You ever seen that one on Netflix? The Last Kids on Earth. It's a book series for like middle school kids, right? It's like a comic / novella, or whatever, a light novel, and it's exactly like the book, like page for page, word for word, line for line, exactly like the book. No new stuff at all. I was like, wow, I never seen that before, right? And of course, it did amazing. It did its job, right? Because people don't want to see something new; they want to see what they bought in real life. Someone said, "Can I have the link?" Here you go. Here's the link to the investment round. I'm putting it in the comment section right now. Just click it if you want it, and you can go and invest or increase or decrease or whatever. But yeah, the process is the process. I have no control over it. So when people email me about hey, my contract isn't finalized or whatever, that I have no way of fixing that or making that faster. So you're beating a dead horse by asking me. With that being said, I'm still ordering the cars now because I know I have 1,000 investors. I know I have the investors, right? I already know that. So you're still going to be able to get your cards in mid-November or early November, no matter what. Because I already know that those contracts are finalized. They might not have gone through the system, like the computer system, right? But they are finalized. You're not getting your money back, right? They sent the money to me already. That money's gone. There ain't no refunds and no cancellations at that point for any of those people, of those 1,000 people who got locked in, right? So don't worry about it. Trust me. I got paid about 970. So that's 1,000 investors who got locked, right? And I'm gonna make sure you get your stuff by the beginning of November or something like that. Okay. Let's see. Someone said, "Are you working with Africans on this project? If you are, please tell me which country in Africa." I don't think so. I don't know though. I don't really know what's on the extended team on their side. I don't really do the production. I do the writing and I do like the concepts and lore. That's my part. But I don't have any of the hiring at all. None of the hiring goes through Black Sands. None. It's all composition media. So I don't know who they're working with or what they're working with. They might get some voice actors from Africa, especially for the Medjai characters, since Medjai are deep in the desert, so they have a little stronger accent. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, bombard. Someone said they're gonna bombard WeFunder. Yeah, bombard them. Who cares, man? That's their job. They got to answer these questions, not me. They get paid for this. They took 7.5%. They took 7.5% of my money, all right, to do the processing and to make things smooth. So bug them, harass them. All right. All right. That's like $70,000 already. They're gonna take like close to $200,000 of the entire pot. They're gonna take about 200K. So bug the hell out of them. Right? Make it worth it. Make it worth it. You don't, Terrence. You don't print out anything, man. It's automatic. It's automatic. You don't have to. I already signed it digitally. I signed 1,000 contracts digitally, and you probably signed digitally too. Maybe you signed the first day. Maybe you signed what's it called. Maybe they're gonna make you sign a little bit later. I don't know. I don't know how that works, right? But all I know is I already signed 1,000 contracts. All right, so I'm good to go. I've shown you guys what I needed to show you guys. We got a great update. I'm gonna update you more when we get more actors. We have some pretty big names that are planning on joining our cast. So I'm very excited about that when that happens. And hopefully I'll have some footage for you next time we have a meeting. But please keep doing the groundwork, okay? Keep sharing this stuff. Keep getting your friends and family to invest. It's very important. All right. We don't get much help from the media. The media doesn't help Black Sands. So the only thing we could do is empower ourselves by getting this done. And remember, if you got to basically convince anyone, just remember this one thing to tell them: you're gonna get a check, win or lose. You're gonna get a check, right? So if we don't do great at the box office, you're still gonna get a check. It's gonna be a small check, right? But you're gonna get a check. You get a cut of sales. Period. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. This never happens in any black cinema, right? In any black cinema, black people don't benefit from it directly. You know what I mean? This ain't a long-term investment. When this movie comes out, within 3 months, people getting checks. People getting checks within 3 months. So, you know what I mean? All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. Remember, let people know. And like I said, you'll all be able to get your cards soon, right? You'll be able to get your cards soon and stuff like this, right? I got the samples, so I do have the samples of the cards right now, right? This is exactly the kind of card you're gonna get, right? But right, I got to order like 1,000 of these, right? So I got to order them. But yeah, you guys gonna be able to order your cards probably at the beginning of November. Okay. Sabrina, it's okay, man. It's okay. Look, but this is the thing, Sabrina. Sabrina, this is the thing that you got to understand, right? It's like we've done this before. You've done this like we've all done this before. You know, WeFunder is slow. You know they're slow. We've all done this before. I remember a lot of investors here who had to wait a month for their wire to clear. Like their wire just wouldn't clear for like a month. You know what I'm saying? We know that the process on WeFunder is slow, right? And there's absolutely nothing I could do about it because that's just the process. You know what I mean? So we've all had this dance. You know it. I've been with you the entire time. I know we all know the dance. You know what I'm saying? So please don't get frustrated with me. I can't do anything. You know, I really can't. It's like I get a lot of emails about it, and I can't do anything at all. Like WeFunder can, I can't. So yes, harass them if you want. That's their job. They're taking a lot of money from us. So definitely make them earn the money for sure. But, you know, maybe they'll move a little faster. If a lot of people keep asking, maybe they'll move a little faster to finalize people, right? But trust me, you know, this is just normal. It's normal. All right. So don't be offended by any of this. All right. I know it's just some people just get frustrated by the process. The process is kind of dumb too. Trust me, I know for a fact. I get frustrated. Me too. All right, because I remember we raised that $1 million, right? We raised that $1 million, and it was like the first day that we pulled it off, or the first week, right? And I couldn't take the money out for a month. They said I have to wait like a month before I could get the money out. You understand? I was like, why not? I have over my minimum. They were like, you gotta wait a month. I was like, damn it. So we had to change all our plans. I had to go and loan the production money, right? I had to loan the production money and everything else, spend a couple $100,000. Thank goodness I'm good with money, right? Thank goodness I don't spend money recklessly, because if I didn't have money to put in, we'd have been like 2 months behind schedule, because I had to put Black's Entertainment money up front just to like get the ball moving until the money came in from WeFunder. So, you know, it's good to be frugal, right? It's good to be frugal and be able to make those moves when you have to, you know. But yeah, processes are slow, man. The processes are super slow, and it can be very frustrating to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But please don't get mad at me about it, because at the end of the day, you know, I go bend over backwards to get everybody what they need. Know what I mean? I do what I gotta do, and I've been pretty transparent about everything from the very beginning. So I understand it's frustrating. You know, I'm just trying to give people expectations that's kind of rational, right? Like I don't want anybody to think that they're gonna be able to solve this, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna email them and they're gonna fix it immediately. WeFunder's slow. It will be done. How fast it's gonna be done? WeFunder's very freaking slow. All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I don't like Start Engine. They're kind of shady. I just don't like them. You know what I mean? I just don't like them. So it's not that I don't know if they're faster or whatever. I just know that I don't like them in general. You know what I mean? If it's one thing you'll ever learn about me, is I'm loyal, right? So long as you don't do anything wrong, so long as you don't screw me over in some way, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change if they gave me a better rate at Start Engine, right? I can give you a better rate. I don't care. I'm loyal to people who do the right thing from the jump, right? So WeFunder got me into this position. They set me up. They taught me everything about investment rounds and how to do the audits and everything else, you know. And even though they're slow, right? Slow is slow. Slow is not doing it. It's just if you got 2,000 investors, 3,000 investors, it might take a while to process everything. You know what I mean? So. All right, guys, I'll holler at you later. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And like I said, your contracts will be finalized one of these days. If it's not already finalized, I think it is finalized because they took your money, right? They took your money and it's not coming back. So I'm pretty sure it's finalized, but you haven't gotten your final contract yet for whatever reason. Maybe it's just a processing speed issue, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So don't panic. Email WeFunder if you like. That's not a problem. They're paid to deal with it. So feel free to go and email them, right? Support or hello@wefunder.com. I think that's it. Hello@wefunder.com. And you should be able to get help with whatever you need. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Peace.